Dad gave me $200 for my 30th birthday. Buy something nice. An hour later, he texted, "Actually, can you give that to your sister? She needs gas money." I said, "Of course," and Venmo'd her 1 cent with the note. "Dad says hi," she called furious. I blocked her. When Dad called, I said, "I gave her what she deserves." Then my name is Liam. I'm 30, and I'm a police officer. In my family, I'm the stable one, the one with the pension, the one who always figures it out. My sister Emma is 26. She's the going through a hard time one. She's been going through a hard time since she was like 15. If you're wondering what my role is in that dynamic, it's simple. I'm not a son. I'm not a brother. I'm a backup plan with a paycheck. I used to think that was normal. Like, yeah, families help each other. You step up. You don't count every dollar. You don't make it weird. Except my family made it weird first. It was my 30th birthday, not some huge party or anything. I worked an early shift, came home tired, took a shower, and was honestly looking forward to doing nothing. My dad asked me to stop by my parents' place for cake. I should have known that cake in my family is never just cake. I show up and my mom's already performing. Napkins out, candles lit. She's smiling like we're in a commercial. Dad hands me a card. He pats my shoulder and goes, "30, huh? I'm proud of you, kid." That alone almost threw me off. My dad isn't a hugger. He's more of a grunt and change the subject guy. I open the card. There's $200 inside. I blink at it because my parents don't usually give me cash. They usually give me advice. Loud, unwanted advice. Dad says, "Buy something nice. You deserve it." Mom nods like she's approving a business loan. I say, "Thanks. Seriously." Dad smiles, and for about 5 minutes it feels like a normal family moment. Then my mom looks at the clock on the microwave like she's timing something. Dad clears his throat, and he hits me with the line that always comes before the problem. "So, quick question." My stomach drops because I've heard "quick question" right before. "Can you co-sign? Can you spot her until Friday? Can you cover the phone bill just this once? Can you talk to Emma? She's upset." I keep my voice light. "What's up?" Dad leans back in his chair and says it like it's no big deal. "Your sister's in a bind again." Mom jumps in immediately. "Not her fault, Liam. Everything is so expensive right now." Dad adds, "She just needs a little help." I stare at the cake, chocolate frosting, cheap plastic tablecloth, the candles still smoking. I hear my own brain go, "Here we go. It's my birthday." And somehow it's still about Emma. I force a smile anyway, because that's what I've trained myself to do. "What kind of help?" I ask. Mom's smile tightens, like she's trying to keep it friendly. "Just be a good brother." And in my family, be a good brother always means the same thing. Give her money. To understand why I didn't just hand over the $200 and shut up, you need the full picture. Emma has never been bad. She's not out here committing crimes or anything. She's just entitled, professionally entitled. She's the kind of person who says she can't work certain jobs because they're beneath her, but also can't hold down the jobs she does take because her manager doesn't respect her energy. My parents eat it up. When we were kids, Emma cried and got comfort. I cried and got told, "Stop being dramatic." When Emma wanted new shoes, Mom found the money. When I wanted to play sports, Dad said, "If you want it, you earn it." So I earned everything. I got a part-time job at 16, saved for my own car, paid for my own uniform stuff for the academy, did extra shifts, worked holidays. The whole time, my parents acted like I was so independent, but what they really meant was I was easier to neglect. Emma? They hovered. They rescued. They explained her behavior like she was a weather event. She's sensitive. She's going through a lot. She just needs support. And support always came out of my pocket. When I got hired as a police officer, I made the mistake of telling my family what my starting salary was. That was the day I became the one who can help. It started small. Dad, "Hey, can you cover Emma's phone this month? We'll pay you back." They didn't. "Mom, your sister needs groceries. Just a little." It was never little. Then it escalated. Emma started texting me directly. "Emma, I'm so embarrassed, but I'm literally on E. Me. How much? Emma. Like $40. I'd send $40. Then she'd post a selfie in a new top that same night. I'd ask about it. Emma. It was on sale. Why are you interrogating me? Wow. If I said no, she'd go nuclear. Emma. Must be nice to not struggle. Emma. You've changed. Emma. I guess money matters more than family. Then she'd call my mom and my mom would call me and I'd get the guilt speech. Mom? She's your sister, Liam. Me. I've helped her every month. Mom. So what, now you're keeping a scorecard? My dad would do the quiet disappointment thing. Dad, I raised you better than this. And I'd cave. Because I wanted peace. Because I wanted to believe I was still a good son, a good brother. I also knew something they didn't like admitting. Emma didn't treat them the way she treated me. She'd scream at them, hang up, ignore them for weeks, but she'd come to me sweet as pie when she needed a Venmo. That's what made this birthday thing different. Because Dad didn't say, Emma needs help. Dad gave me money and told me, buy something nice. And the second I held it, it turned into Emma's again. I tried to keep it calm. Me, is she okay? Dad, she's fine, just needs gas. Mom, her tank is basically empty. Me, doesn't she work right now? Mom's tone got sharp. Mom, she's between jobs. Don't start. I swear my mother can make don't start sound like a threat. Dad adds, it's just gas money, Liam. I look at him. Me, so, the $200 is actually for her? Dad sighs like I'm the one making it awkward. Dad, no, it's for you, but if you can help your sister, why wouldn't you? Mom nods hard. Mom, exactly. That's the trap. It's not give Emma money, it's prove you're a good person. I stood in their kitchen with my birthday card in my hand, and I felt something in me go tired. Not angry, not even surprised, just tired. I said, okay. Dad smiled immediately like the tension evaporated. Dad, that's my boy. Mom relaxed. Mom, see, that wasn't so hard. And right then I realized something. They didn't actually care what I wanted for my 30th. They cared that I stayed in my role, the ATM, the fixer, the reliable one who never says no. I ate a slice of cake. I made small talk. I left. And in the car, I stared at that $200 like it was a test I'd already failed 100 times. I went home. I put my keys down. I sat on my couch in uniform pants and a faded t-shirt and opened my phone, because I knew what was coming next. And sure enough, an hour later my dad texted, Dad, actually, can you give that to your sister? She needs gas money. I read it twice. Actually, like my birthday gift was a receipt he could return. I stared at the message until my screen dimmed. And then I felt something I hadn't felt in a long time. Not guilt, not obligation, just a quiet, clear thought. No. I texted back. Me. Of course. I didn't even hesitate, not because I meant it, because I wanted them to think I did. I opened Venmo. Emma's profile picture was her with a smoothie doing that influencer half smile, like she wasn't 26 and constantly in a bind. I typed 1 cent. 1 cent. In the note I wrote, Dad says hi, and I hit send. My phone felt light after that, like I'd put down something I didn't realize I was holding. It took maybe 2 minutes. Then my phone lit up with her call. I let it ring once, twice. I answered on the third, because I wanted to hear it. Her voice came out like a siren. Emma. What is this? Me. What is what? Emma. 1 cent. Liam. 1 cent. I kept my tone flat. Me. Yeah. Emma. Are you trying to embarrass me? Me. No. Emma. You wrote Dad says hi. What is wrong with you? I could hear her breathing hard like she'd been running, or like she was working herself up on purpose. I leaned back on my couch. Me. Dad wanted me to give you my birthday money. Emma. It's gas. It's not like I'm asking for a car. Me, you ask every month. She went quiet for half a second. Then she did the thing she always does. The personal attack. Emma, you're a cop, Liam. You literally get paid to control people. That's what this is. You like having power. That one actually made me laugh. A short, tired sound. Me, Emma, I'm not controlling you. I'm just not paying for you anymore. Emma, wow. Okay, so you're just gonna let me get stranded? Me, call mom and dad. Emma, they don't have it. Me, then that's the answer. She started yelling again, louder. Emma, you are such a selfish. I hung up. Then I blocked her. I sat there waiting for the guilt to flood in. It didn't. Instead, I got this weird calm. Like when you finally pull out a splinter and it stings, but you're also relieved it's gone. 5 minutes later, my dad called. I didn't block him. Not yet, I answered. Dad, Liam, what did you send your sister? His tone was sharp, not confused, not hey buddy, straight to anger. Me, I gave her what she deserves. Dad went quiet, then did the slow exhale. Dad, do not talk like that. Me, then don't treat my birthday like a transfer request. I heard my mom in the background. Mom, let me talk to him. My dad didn't even argue. He handed the phone over like this was a tag team match. Mom came on, already fired up. Mom, are you proud of yourself? Me, actually? Yeah, a little. Mom, you humiliated your sister. Me, she humiliated herself. I didn't make her ask for money again. Mom, it was gas. Me, it's always something. Mom's voice turned icy. Mom, I cannot believe you're acting like this at your big age. Me, I'm 30. Exactly. That's why I'm done. Mom, done with what? Me, being your emergency fund. She tried the guilt angle. Mom, after everything we've done for you, I cut her off. Me, like what? Like telling me to earn it my whole life while Emma got bailed out. Like calling me selfish when I say no. Silence. That's the thing. When you name the pattern out loud, they hate it. Dad came back on. Dad, you're being disrespectful. Me? No. I'm being honest. Then he hit me with the classic. Dad, we're family. I said it before he could even finish. Me? Family doesn't mean I'm a wallet. Dad's voice got harder. Dad, send her the money. Now. This isn't a debate. And something in me snapped. Not explosive, more like a switch flipped. Me, no. He actually stuttered. Dad, excuse me? Me, no. I'm not sending it. And I'm not taking money from you that comes with strings. Dad, it was a gift. Me, no. It was a leash. I could hear my mom again in the background. Mom, he's being dramatic. Dad kept going. Dad, so what, you're punishing Emma? Me, I'm not punishing her. I'm refusing to keep rewarding her. Dad tried one more tactic. Dad, you think you're better than her now? I laughed again, but this time it wasn't tired. It was sharp. Me, no. I think I'm done being used. He went quiet. Then he said, low and mean, Dad, you're gonna regret this. I didn't yell. I didn't argue. I just said, me, maybe, but not as much as I regret enabling this for years. And I hung up. Then I opened my settings, and I blocked my parents too. I sat there staring at my phone, waiting for the panic to hit. It still didn't. Instead, I felt space, like my apartment got bigger, like I could breathe. And then my screen lit up again. Not from them, from my friend Marcus. Marcus, happy birthday? Drinks later? You working tomorrow? I looked at that text like it was written in another language. A normal text. No guilt. No money. No manipulation. Just life. And that's when I realized how abnormal my family had been making my life for years. The first 24 hours were quiet. Then the flying monkeys arrived. My aunt texted me, Aunt, your mom is in tears. Why would you do this to them? My cousin messaged, Cousin, dude, it's literally gas money. You're being petty. Even my grandma called and left a voicemail that was mostly heavy sighing and, I don't understand why you can't just keep the peace. That phrase, keep the peace. In my family, peace meant everyone else being comfortable while I paid for it. I didn't respond to most of them. I went to work. I handled calls, took reports, did the job, smiled at my partner like everything was normal, but inside my brain kept doing replays. My dad's, "You're gonna regret this." My mom's, "After everything we've done for you." Emma's screaming. And then I'd remember the Venmo. 1 cent, and I'd feel this tiny spark of satisfaction again. On day 3, Emma got around the block by using a different number. She left me a voicemail. It was pure rage. "Emma, voicemail. You are literally disgusting. You think you're so tough. Guess what? Mom and Dad are done with you. Don't come crying when you need us." I deleted it. Then another voicemail came in. This time from my dad. His voice was calmer, which is never a good sign. "Dad, voicemail. We need to talk like adults. Your mother is very hurt. Call us. No apology, no accountability. Just call us." On day 5, my mom showed up at my apartment. I know it was her because she knocked like she owned the door. 3 hard knocks. Pause. 2 more. I didn't open it. I looked through the peephole. She was standing there with her purse clutched under her arm, lips tight, like she was about to scold a cashier. I didn't open the door. She knocked again, then she yelled through it, "Mom! Liam! Don't ignore me!" I didn't move. My heart was pounding, but I didn't move. Finally, she said, quieter, "Mom, we're your parents." I leaned my forehead against the door, and I said through the wood, "Me, then act like it." There was silence. Then her voice went sharp again. "Mom, so you're really throwing away your family over $200. There it was, the reframe. Not, "We tried to take your gift." Not, "We pressured you." It was me throwing it away. I kept my voice steady. Me. It's not $200. It's 10 years. Mom. Oh my God. Me. I'm not opening the door. Mom. Fine. Be that way. Don't expect us to help you when you're older. And then she left. I sat on the floor by the door like an idiot, breathing hard like I'd just been in a foot chase. Not because I missed her, because my body was trained to fear this, to brace for punishment, to expect consequences for saying no. That weekend I met Marcus for drinks like he suggested. He listened. He didn't interrupt. He didn't do the "but their family" thing. He just said, "Dude, that's insane." And I swear, hearing someone else say it out loud helped more than anything. I also booked a therapy appointment. Not because I thought I was broken, because I realized I'd been living in a constant guilt loop and I didn't want it to control me anymore. Therapist asked me, "When did you learn love was conditional?" And I didn't even have to think. Probably when I was a kid and Emma got rescued and I got lectures. A month went by. Then, too, the family noise died down, which told me one thing: they weren't actually mad about my attitude. They were mad about losing access. Because once I wasn't a payment option, suddenly the family emergencies got handled another way. I heard through my aunt that Emma was yelling at my parents constantly now. Because she had to. Because I wasn't there to absorb it. Apparently, she moved back into their house. Temporarily. Apparently, she started dating some guy with a truck and then crashed his car and called it a misunderstanding. Apparently, my parents were stressed. I won't lie. A part of me enjoyed the karma, but mostly I just felt detached. Like I'd stepped off a train that had been running too fast for too long. Then, around Thanksgiving, my dad unblocked himself by proxy again. He emailed me. Yes, an email. Like I was HR. "Dad, email. We're having dinner. Your mother would like you there. Your sister has had a hard year. It would mean a lot if you came. Still no apology. Still your sister has had a hard year." I didn't reply. I spent Thanksgiving with Marcus and 2 other friends. We cooked a turkey that came out dry. We laughed about it. We watched a dumb movie. No one asked me for money. It was the most peaceful holiday I'd had in my entire life. And that's when the truth hit me. Clean and simple. If your peace depends on you being quiet, broke, and useful, it's not peace. It's control. It's been a while since the 1 cent incident. I'm not going to pretend it fixed everything overnight. Sometimes I still get that automatic guilt in my chest when I think about them. Sometimes I still hear my mom's voice like a reflex. Don't be selfish. But now I answer it with something else. Taking care of myself isn't selfish. It's normal. Here's what changed after I blocked them. I stopped sending just this once money. I stopped negotiating my boundaries like they were optional. I stopped letting my birthday, my time, my paycheck turn into Emma's emergency fund. And weirdly, my life got quieter. Not empty, quieter. I started sleeping better. I stopped spending my money on boring adult stuff I actually needed. New boots, car maintenance, a weekend trip I didn't have to explain. And the biggest thing? I realized I wasn't cold or mean. I was just finally treating their behavior like it had consequences. My dad wanted me to hand over my birthday gift like a relay baton. My sister wanted me to keep paying for her hard times forever. My mom wanted me to stay in my role so she could keep pretending she was a great parent who raised a good son. I didn't blow up their family. I just stopped being the cushion that made their mess comfortable. So yeah, Dad gave me $200 for my 30th and said, buy something nice. Then he tried to take it back from my sister. I told him, of course, and I Venmo'd her 1 cent with the note. Dad says hi. She called furious. I blocked her. When Dad called, I said, I gave her what she deserves. Then I did the real thing that mattered. I chose myself. Moral: if your family only loves you when you're useful, they don't want a relationship. They want a resource. And I'm not a resource anymore.